Okay, see you next Sunday. Stay tuned. Follow our podcast. Like and subscribe. Back to Abraham. Chapter 20. Abraham was in a town called Gerar. Gerar. Gerar.
I don't know.
Gerar. And, bro, he told everyone there that Sarah was his freaking sister again.
Why does he keep doing that?
It's a scam. They run it over and over again.
To get more stuff?
Yes.
Or
I am convinced it's just a scam. Even though it's a half-truth, because she is his sister.
What if they're just trying to have babies with other people?
But they're not. So get this. Look.
Because he keeps giving Sarah to other kings.
No, the kings take them because they're hot.
Yeah.
He's not giving.
So the other...
He already knows.
He's basically giving him.
Customary. So look.
Because then they wouldn't get mad. He's basically giving it.
I am convinced they were just running this scam over and over again.
I think all of these kings, except this one that we're about to read.
Dude.
All of them, I think, sleep with her. Except this one.
No. God even says...
Except this one. Yes, except this one. He does not let him sleep.
No. God did not let the Pharaoh sleep with her either.
I don't believe that.
It says it in the Bible, bro. We read it.
I don't think it did.
Yes. Pharaoh did not sleep with her. He didn't. He took her to be his wife, but he didn't sleep with her. God was...
To be a wife is to...
No, it's intent. He took her with intent to make her his wife. He did not sleep with her because God would not let him.
So I think that was happening. And so finally he's like, because God made this promise, in 1 year you're going to have this kid. He's like, okay, I got to step in because this is crazy. Sarah, you can't... Well, he doesn't go to Sarah, he goes to the king. You can't do this. I think she's not having a kid because they keep doing this. And he's like, I can't give you this kid if you're with all these other people. Because then you're wondering, like, if he's like, oh, she's my sister, and they're all wives, or she's a wife to all these people. And it's like, okay, well, who's the dad back then? You run into, like, problems like, oh, is it this person? Oh, it's another.
Yeah, but...
So God finally has to be like, dude, I got to step in now because I promised in a year this is going to happen. I got to intervene. So God has to step in.
I don't think she's sleeping with him. I think they want to.
Not this one.
I think they want to, but God keeps intervening. That's why Pharaoh had all the illnesses and diseases. And none of the other women in Pharaoh's household could conceive while Sarah was there. I
think that's why Sarah also couldn't conceive.
I don't know. Sarah couldn't conceive even before they went there.
They've been doing this.
No.
Everywhere they go. Even before Pharaoh.
Well, I know that they're running this scam on all the kings, bro.
Yeah.
So
that's why she's barren.
No. She was barren before.
Because they keep doing this.
No.
Yeah.
They didn't even start doing this.
They've
she was barren before they started it.
They've been going everywhere doing this. From the start.
After the fact.
From the start.
Anyway, look. They're in Gerar. Abraham keeps telling everybody she's his sister. King Abimelech takes her to be his wife again. Then God comes and tells him, hey, give her back. So Abimelech goes to Abraham. He's like, hey, why'd you do this to me? Why'd you lie? Yeah. It's like the same repeat story. So then Abimelech gives him cattle, sheep, servants, maidservants, manservants, 1,000 shekels of silver.
Yeah.
And sends him on his way and says, hey, go get land in my territory too. Whatever choice land you want. And they're like, okay, cool. So like they just keep running this scam over and over, knowing, I guess that culturally the kings are just going to give you a bunch of gifts and send you on your way.
Maybe.
And I mean, Pharaoh gave him a bunch of stuff, all of the stuff. Abimelech gives him all this stuff.
Was it like a fear of God? Since I knew, like, oh.
Yeah, because God wasn't letting good things happen. It kind of frustrated me that they're doing this again, though.
For sure.
But
Abraham
tells Abimelech,
wholeheartedly think that they're doing this, and that's why they can't conceive, because they keep doing.
They're
this.
like Bonnie and Clyde, bro. They just keep scamming everybody, robbing kings, and moving on. But not like with machine guns and stuff.
Yeah.
They're doing it with his hot older wife. Hot younger old wife.
Yeah. She's like 90 now.
Yeah. So I just think they work in the system, and I'm not a big fan of that, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, but when the king asked him, like, hey, why'd you do this to me? Abraham told him, well, she is my sister.
Mm-hmm.
From the same father, but not the same mother.
Yeah.
Or no, same mother
Same
and not the same...
Same father.
It is the same father, yeah.
They're from the same loins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loins.
They are.
You and your loins. Golly.
My loins?
Not your...
We're not here to talk about my loins. We're here to talk about Abraham's loins. Back on track.
We've already moved past Sodom. So they get a bunch of stuff again.
Yep.
And then they move on.
Yep.
And the king just lets them go.
Yep.
That's chapter 20 in a nutshell.
Yep.
Chapter 21 is the birth of Isaac. Isaac...
did you... So, I like to look at words and how they're said.
That makes sense.
I just like to look at words. I like to, what they say. But like, we're used to saying, oh, they knew each other, they had relations, blah, blah, blah. This one actually doesn't say that. It just says Sarah conceives. So it makes me think like, is God stepping in and just like, okay, now you're pregnant. And it's going to be Abraham's
No, it's not another Mary. It's not Mary part 2, bro.
Well, this would be pre-Mary. But no, I don't think it's like I don't think it's Jesus, but...
He's not practicing for Mary. Let me see if I can do this.
I think it's possible, though.
No, because he told Abraham he was going to be the father.
The Lord visited Sarah, as he had said, and the Lord did to Sarah as he had promised. And Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age at the time of which God had spoken to him.
Yeah, he could have just, fixed her insides so that she could conceive with Abraham.
Yeah.
Because he said Abraham was going to be the father. So
yeah, Joseph was the father.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I mean, I wasn't planning on that at all. Just since you brought up Mary. I really wasn't thinking about Mary. But, that was interesting.
It's a fair point.
I think it's interesting.
I get it. What verse is that?
The very beginning. Verse 1. Verse 1 and the beginning of 2.
What chapter? 20?
21.
21. Now the Lord was gracious to Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did for Sarah what he had promised. Sarah became pregnant and bore a son to Abraham in his old age.
Yeah.
Abraham gave the name Isaac to the son Sarah bore him.
Oh, it's cool. I don't think we mentioned it. I mentioned to you off podcast how these are like gender reveals that they get lucky to have.
Yeah.
Did
God
others have?
Yeah. God tells them what the gender's going to be before they even conceive. You're going to have a son. You're going to name him this. You don't even need to think about it.
That's crazy.
But it's still a gender reveal to everyone else. You just don't have to wait for the blood test or the...
Yeah. Or do you think there's ways back then where they knew? They're like, oh, the belly's hanging this way, the blah, blah, blah.
That they believe that now.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's hangs low, it's a boy. If it's up high, it's a girl.
You think it's true?
I think it's all guesswork.
Yeah.
And then if you ask Tim, it's how you conceived the baby will determine the gender.
It's not true. I tried.
That is not true.
Yeah, I tried.
That's a myth.
Yeah, I tried.
Still tried.
I'm wearing flowers today because it's not true. I had a baby shower today.
You really did have your baby shower today.
Oh, man. That's
perfect.
So good.
It ties right in.
And some people don't believe there's a God when timing like that just works.
Right?
Gosh, man.
Dude, Abraham was 100 years old when Sarah gave birth to Isaac. Yeah. So.
And again, if we want to debate that again, I think that's a relative to today's 50. So,
that was the debate I was talking about. You probably will
win that one.
You probably will win that one.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm confident. That's fine.
But you're definitely not going to win the God created animals because Adam was lonely.
No. How? It's right there.
Bro, we're gonna get to the bottom of this with Sunday School with Tim.
Yeah.
Which is coming up very soon, probably next week.
I hope, yeah.
So anyway, Isaac was born. That's
this one. It also mentions a little bit of Ishmael. It says God was with Ishmael and he grew up. And I've talked about I want to know other
Ishmael
stories.
was Abraham's son
with
from
Hagar,
who was Sarah's slave.
Yeah, so it just runs
the one she was hating on after she told her to go give Abraham a son.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
was this when they cast him out?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that already happened.
No, we're getting right there.
Yeah.
We're right on track.
Cool.
So it says in chapter 21, starts in verse 8, when Isaac was weaned, Abraham threw a big feast, right? And Hagar's son Ishmael was mocking him. Who knows what he was saying? I don't know, but Sarah overheard it.
Shouldn't be joking. Not allowed.
So Sarah was like, Abraham, I want them out.
Dude, I would get in so much trouble back in the day. Yeah.
So Sarah told Abraham to get rid of him, like her and her son. So he was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. They said Isaac was still going to have all of Abraham's possessions, but he was still going to bless, like Ishmael would still be prosperous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the child grew and was weaned, and on the day Isaac was weaned, Abraham held a great feast. Sarah saw that the son whom Hagar the Egyptian bore to Abraham was mocking. She said to Abraham, get rid of that slave woman and her son, for they will never share in the inheritance of my son Isaac. The matter distressed Abraham, but God said to him, don't be distressed about the boy.
Yeah, so I don't think he said okay.
Listen to whatever Sarah tells you, because it's through Isaac that your offspring will be reckoned. I'll make the son of the maidservant into a nation also, because he is your offspring. So God told him.
So he didn't say okay to Sarah. He
was distressed.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why would he want to get rid of his son? And you know, so I get it.
Yeah.
But early the next morning, Abraham took some food and a skin of water, gave them to Hagar. He set them on her shoulders and sent her off with the boy. She went on her way and wandered in the desert of Beersheba. Like,
sad.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Here's your water and food. Get.
Yeah. Sad.
And then she sends her into the desert.
Yeah. I think Ishmael was teenish.
Probably.
Teenish.
But then when the water ran out, Hagar put Ishmael under a bush. And then went a bow's shot away. Because she
doesn't mean a thing to me, because I'm like, how far can you shoot a bow?
Pretty far.
Probably pretty far.
So she went far enough away to where she said she didn't want to see him die.
Yeah. That's so
but
sad.
Then...
was he unconscious? So that's how she put him in a bush? Because it was a
she
teenish...
put him under a bush. Probably in the shade.
Yeah.
You're in the desert.
Yeah.
And there's no water. You ran out of water.
So this guy's weak.
Probably. I mean, it's a desert. Yeah. No water.
But she's not weak. Or at least she is. But not as weak as...
No, I mean, he's a kid, right?
Yeah.
So she puts him under a bush, goes a bow shot away so she wouldn't have to watch him die. Then God came and showed them a well. And then it says Ishmael grew up in the desert and became an archer. Became an archer.
But yeah, I think it's just so interesting. It says, and God was with the boy, and he grew up. He lived in the wilderness and became an expert with the bow. Yeah. So it's God was with this guy.
God can go in the desert.
I want to know so many more stories.
Well, God said because Ishmael is Abraham's son, he was going to prosper.
So he gets some blessings. He gets 12 tribes. Yeah, not nations. Ishmael doesn't get
12 tribes of Israel?
No.
There's different tribes.
Yeah, he gets little tribes. He didn't get a nation.
Okay, little tribes, baby tribes.
Because it mentions it later or somewhere.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, but it's also okay, God's with him and he grew up. Is it he grows up and he's not with God anymore, or he's he's still?
No, he's always with God
as he's growing up. I just think it's interesting. I just want to know his whole story and his potential story.
I'm sure he has a lot of cool stories.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much where they stopped talking about him. And then in chapter 22, goes back to Abraham being tested, which is a prominent story in the Bible, but
Yeah. And
maybe not as
insane.
much as like Daniel in the lion's den or Noah or whatever. But basically in chapter 22, God tells Abraham, take your only son Isaac up on the mountain and sacrifice him as a burnt offering. So
The crazy thing is, he just says okay.
I know.
When it came to Sodom and Gomorrah, he says, "Oh, but God, what about 50? What about 40? Please, okay."
Yeah, he's
okay,
pleading for people he doesn't even know.
Do this to your son. All right. I gave up my other one. What's another son, right? Is that his thought? He's like, oh, I can just have another son since I'm blessed. Or does this guy even want kids?
I think he does.
Does he? Hey, here's Sarah, king. Take her.
He's the father of like
But
nations.
does he want to be? Hey, other king. Hey, Pharaoh. Take Sarah. This is just my sister. Does this guy even want kids, bro? Please, protect Sodom, protect Gomorrah. Oh, please. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll kill my kid. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. No big deal. I got you.
I don't know.
I don't think he wants kids. I could be wrong, but I don't understand.
Well, let's get through the story and see what
Yeah,
it shows.
Yeah.
So Abraham, here's even more messed up part. Abraham made Isaac carry the wood for his own burnt offering.
Yeah.
And then
He goes out and cuts it like right then, or is it like the next day?
I don't remember what that one.
Yeah.
But then even more so, as they're going, Isaac asks Abraham, "Hey, where's the lamb for this burnt offering?"
Yeah.
And then Abraham's like, "Oh, God's going to provide it to us." So that was a good recovery answer.
Yeah, he cut the word the next morning. Then he took two other young men with him before going on the trip.
He took servants, but then he made them stay back while him and Isaac
they went all
went
the way up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the whole? I think they can talk. I think they're like, I don't think they're like full on slaves. Where it's like, don't talk, take my stuff.
No, they're just servants. They
Like,
just help out.
So what are we doing, Abraham? Oh yeah, cool.
All right, you guys hang back. We'll be back in a minute. We're gonna go make this sacrifice.
So when does he tell Sarah what's going on? Does he communicate to his wife? Hey,
No.
I'm gonna take this trip that is this day's trip.
He does not tell Sarah. I don't think
We're just
so.
going camping, me and these two guys.
No, he probably told her, "Hey, the Lord told me to go make a burnt sacrifice. We'll be back." She's not gonna debate or argue that.
I just don't. I can't
There's
get
no-
this story. I can't get
There's no possible way he told Sarah that he was gonna go sacrifice Isaac.
her only son. Yeah.
She would not have it, bro.
Yeah.
I can't even tell my wife I'm gonna borrow her car. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take your car down and run an errand. Why? Why are you taking my car? Why don't you take yours? There's no way. There's no way he told Sarah.
Yeah. But then, we know eventually, it seems like he has the full intent of carrying this out, right?
Yeah. And I think he would have.
I just don't understand. It blows my mind. Because we read it and we're told also, oh, but he knows God will provide. Oh, he knows this ain't going to happen.
He didn't know that.
He's got the
He
faith.
didn't know how anything was going to happen.
Is it?
He was just being obedient.
Yeah, he's just faithful to God. Whatever happens, happens. I'm
Yeah.
going to trust.
So he makes Isaac carry his own wood up to his own burnt
crazy.
offering. Then Isaac says, "Where's the lamb we're going to burn?" He says, "God's going to provide it when we get there," which was very quick-witted.
Yeah.
Because that I was shocked there.
Yeah.
So then they get to the top of this mountain. Abraham sets up the altar, then binds up Isaac. So at that point, Isaac is probably like, "Dad, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Dad, hey,
I don't
why?
think this is normal. This is
Why are you? Wait, what? Why am I going on the altar? Think about the mind.
of both?
trauma.
Either one. Yeah, either one.
But no, of Isaac specifically. Kids now,
Either one.
their parents don't hug them and they lose their crap and and they're traumatized for life and on anxiety.
You think it's
pills.
worse for Isaac? I think it's way worse for Abraham. Way worse.
I think it's way worse for Abraham as well because he has to live.
Good.
He still has to live with that.
Yeah.
Isaac, it's worse for him in the short term because he's
unless he really doesn't want kids, then maybe he's not. Maybe he doesn't.
Well, that's the thing. Like there was no hesitation.
Gosh.
He goes up, he binds Isaac, raises the knife to sacrifice him, and then an angel is like,
So he pleads with something more. He maybe pleads with about freaking Ishmael. He's displeased. Isaac, okay, we've been through this before. Sure.
maybe
I'm done pleading. He's just done pleading.
Maybe he really didn't like Isaac.
Dude.
Maybe he's like, haha, joke's on you, God.
Does he even like his sister? I mean, wife? I mean, yeah.
Sister wife?
Dude, I don't understand.
It's like a talk show. So the crazy thing is this, like Abraham raises the knife.
He's going for
to
it.
sacrifice Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac laying there bound is like, do you think he was pleading or do you think he was just like, all right, whatever God's will is or whatever, Dad, I trust
He's freaking out. He's a kid.
You think he's like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, Mom. You think so? You think Sarah
Calling
was
out the names of the servants?
You think Sarah was at home with like that mom intuition that was like in Home Alone where she's like, oh, I forgot something.
Give it.
You think Sarah had that? She's like, Isaac! She like sits up.
Yeah.
So Abraham, knife in
He's
the
going
air.
for it.
Bro, the angel has to yell Abraham's name twice to get his attention. Like he was in the zone. He's like, Abraham. Hey, Abraham! Like, put the brakes on. Like, dude, I can't even fathom.
That's crazy.
Why would you have to yell his name twice? If I was Abraham, I'd be like, oh, please, come on, somebody stop me. Somebody stop. Angels, God, come on.
Did you call me?
Don't
That was a coyote.
Wait,
Okay.
what was that? What? Dude, he has to yell his name twice. It's not like there's noise up there. They're on top of a mountain. There's nobody around. It's perfectly quiet. So he yells his name twice. Oh gosh. That's what makes me think like maybe he wanted to. Maybe he was like, joke's on you.
It's crazy.
But oh man.
So Isaac is saved.
Isaac is saved. The angel tells him to stop. God says, I was just testing you because you were willing to sacrifice your only son. I'm going to make you a father of like all the nations. You're going to be blessed. Your household's going to be blessed. Your offspring's going to be like numerous. All this other stuff.
Yeah, and while he's getting blessed, then he goes into his brother is just having all these kids while he's only at one.
Yeah, but like...
I think that was funny. Like it's in the same chapter where he talks about like his brother's having all these kids. After he's blessed to have all these kids, is like he's basically has one now he's about to kill. Oh yeah, you're blessed with all these kids. His brother's just been popping them out this whole time. I just thought that was funny.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But after this, okay, think about this situation. God tells Abraham to stop. He unties Isaac. How awkward is that walk back down the hill?
With the other guys.
Well, I mean, before they even get to them.
Yeah.
So now you're walking with your dad, who was just like, without even a blink of an eye, was about to sacrifice you.
He probably heard the angel of the Lord too, yeah? Isaac, you think?
Not necessarily.
So he probably got the gist of it. Yeah, not necessarily, but he probably...
Do you think Abraham like played it off? Like, oh, I was just messing with you. You should have seen the look on your face.
Nah, you can't joke like that. No, he heard...
Because what happens... Oh, we forgot to mention.
There is an actual
sacrifice up
provision.
there. A ram got his horns stuck in the thicket.
Yeah.
Up there. So he took Isaac
pretty
off.
important part.
They did the sacrifice anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, do you think he played it off as a joke? Like, I was just messing with you.
No, you can't joke
You
like
had
that.
such a stupid face. You should have seen you crying.
Oh, I wish we had your brother still. He would have loved that one. He was mocking you. I taught him to.
But yeah, like...
Gosh. No, he heard the angel. Then he sees
there's
a ram.
Not necessarily he heard the angel.
I think so.
When God speaks to people, he doesn't always speak audibly for everybody to hear.
This isn't God. This is an angel.
Same difference.
Yeah. Isn't the difference of everything the same? Like, the difference of 4 and 2 is the same difference of, like, it's 2, no matter what. Like, I don't know. I just don't, that saying is always weird to me. Same difference. It's 2 opposite words, so it's a fun thing already. But same difference, like, the different, what do you mean?
6.5 dozen another thing.
Oh. Sorry. What were we saying?
I don't know. You
Same
took
difference.
me to another level.
Oh, so the angel speaks and says Abraham.
I don't think the angel was audibly speaking like on a megaphone. I think only Abraham heard it. It doesn't say. The Bible doesn't say.
Yeah.
It just says... Then he reached out his hand, took the knife to slay his son, but the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, Abraham, Abraham. Here I am, he replied. Do not lay a hand on the boy. Do not do anything to him. Now I know you fear God, because you've not withheld your son. Abraham looked up and then saw the ram caught by his horns in the thicket. He went over, took it, and sacrificed it. So he really wasn't lying. God did really provide the sacrifice.
Yeah.
But I still can't imagine that family dynamic on the way home.
It's gotta be awkward.
Do you think he went home and told Sarah? Like, do you think Isaac told Sarah? Mom, he was going to sacrifice me.
Before that, these 2 guys that are walking with him, like, is he like, I really want to tell these 2 guys, like, can we overpower?
Tell the servants.
We can't overpower. We can overpower this 100-year-old guy. This guy tried to kill me, guys.
You think Isaac held a grudge?
I don't think so. Because
I think
he
tried to
heard.
sacrifice you.
I think he heard
Would
the
you hold a
angle.
grudge?
Yeah.
I think Isaac was probably not happy with his dad. He's probably like, look, you were just about to sacrifice me. I don't want.
I think he heard the angel. And then he saw the ram, and he's like, okay. And then Abraham names the place. The Lord will provide.
Okay, even if he heard the angel, who cares? His dad was still going to kill him, like, hard.
But
No, without hesitation.
yeah, it's so crazy, so wild.
So how do you think that went after? Do you think Isaac went home and told Sarah?
I think Abraham told Sarah.
Mom, Dad was going to kill me.
I think Abraham told Sarah.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, listen to this. The Lord provided. The Lord told me this.
No.
This is why.
If he told Sarah anything, it was, yep, we went up, we sacrificed a ram. We're good. That's it. He omitted every little part about Isaac being on that altar. There is no way.
I don't know.
Dude, can you imagine the drama that would cause living in a house with a woman knowing that...
Put their kid in danger?
Not danger, bro. You were going to sacrifice him.
Put your kid on death row?
Do you have any idea how terrible that situation would be in that household? There's no way. I wouldn't buy that one.
Yeah, I don't.
So much stuff in Abraham's story that's
Insane.
like crazy. So anyway, Genesis 23, Sarah dies. Spoiler alert. She lived to be 127 years old. She died in bed next to Abraham. He woke up, went to a place.
In bed? What are you talking about? Died in bed? Does it say that?
Yeah. Yeah. In chapter 23, Sarah lived 127 years. She died at Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan, and Abraham went to mourn for Sarah and to weep over her. Then Abraham rose from beside his dead wife and spoke to the Hittites.
I don't know where the bed's coming from.
Well, when I read that, rose from beside his dead wife.
Because he went to mourn.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm reading it, dang it! I kind of like the idea of just a peaceful death in bed.
It kind of still bad.
No,
it doesn't say that.
No, I completely misread that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Abraham went to mourn for Sarah and to weep over her. So he must have been laying on the ground or something.
Mm.
Then when he... Yeah. Okay, so she didn't die in bed. Darn it.
So here's
It would have been cool if she did.
I don't know how, but okay.
It's just nice to, that would be like the ideal way to go. It's just peacefully in your sleep. Just...
I guess.
Is there another way that you would think of that would be better than that? Oh, wait, just being taken up?
Doing something, that would be the best.
That would be the best. God just takes him.
Yeah, I would think doing something fun and then just... You're having the time of your life.
Like skydiving?
Yeah, and then dying without realizing. Like, you're like, oh my God.
I'm pretty sure you're going to realize it if you die skydiving.
No, like, you're like, oh, this is so great. And something like the airplane comes and you don't know. You're like, you died. That's awesome. You're dead. I don't know.
You think that's better than just dying in your sleep?
I think maybe.
This is a grim conversation.
I don't know, but maybe. You're having the time of your life and then you're done. I think going to bed's boring and a waste of time. So
I know. I wish we didn't have to sleep.
Yeah, it sucks.
Sleep is boring.
But you do need sleep, though.
I wish we didn't. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I wish we had to eat, but we didn't have to sleep, and we could just eat more.
I wish we didn't have to eat. I don't know.
Really?
Why would you wanted the need to eat?
I like to eat.
That's fine. But the need?
Oh, okay. Well, if we didn't need to, but we could anyway, then that's cool. Okay. Yeah. I'm with you.
That's heaven.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so Sarah died somewhere, some way, somehow, not in bed. Abraham mourned over her. Then he went and he bought a field that had a cave from these people who offered it to him for free. So they were like, no, just take it. You can have the land, you can have the cave, you can have everything.
Yeah.
Just go and bury your wife. And he's like, no, how much is it? And they were like, no, just take it. No, how much is it? It's like, I don't know why.
He's got so much crap. He doesn't care.
I know, but why would he insist on buying it? Is it like just to actually claim it?
Because he's supposed to have his family live there, yeah. So then he has that land.
Yeah, well, he ends up being buried there
land.
anyway. So, spoiler alert. But, so he buries Sarah in this cave.
And he rightfully owns it for his family.
He rightfully owns it, yeah. Then in Genesis chapter 24, Isaac finds a wife. So Abraham...
He just finds her?
Well, Isaac doesn't actually do anything.
At all.
At all. Like, he doesn't... He's just working in the field, right? So Abraham sends his chief servant...
Was he working in the field? I think he was.
He was in the field.
Yeah.
So Abraham makes his chief servant promise, because Abraham, it says he was well in years, towards the end of his life, right? So he makes his chief servant promise.
Yeah, if Sarah's 127 when she dies, he's at least 137.
He's 175.
When he dies, yeah.
Yeah.
But Sarah dies at 127.
So he's 137 at this point, because he's 10 years old.
At the point of her death, yeah.
Yeah. So he's still got 38 years he lived. So he wasn't really that close. But anyway, he makes his chief servant promise that not to let Isaac marry a Canaanite, but to have Isaac marry a wife from his own family.
So Isaac is 37 when Sarah dies?
Isaac?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because she had him at 90? 90 and 100?
Yes.
Or 91 and 101?
She was 90.
90 or 91. So he's 30.
She was 90 because Abraham was 100.
So he's 37 when she dies.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's 37.
I think he finds a wife at 40. So I think this is 3 years after.
Something like that. Yep. So he makes the chief servant promise that Isaac will not marry a Canaanite. He'll marry somebody from home, from their own family clan.
That's what they do.
Keep it in the family.
Mm-hmm.
So the chief servant goes all the way back home. He goes to the well with some camels, where at night or towards the end of the day when the women typically come out to draw water. And then he prays that the woman God has for Isaac would offer him water and then offer water to the camels. Rebecca, before he even finished praying, Rebecca came out. She offered him water, offered water for the camels. Bada bing, bada boom. It's pretty easy. It's nice when it works that way. Checks out. He goes back to the house. Turns out Rebecca is Abraham's like great niece.
So Isaac and Rebecca are like cousins?
His brother's son's daughter is Rebecca. So...
Cousins.
They're cousins?
Mm.
Really?
Mm. So your brother's...
Yeah, but it was Abraham's niece. It would be Isaac's cousin.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Isaac's cousin, not Abraham's.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So, first or second cousin? Second.
Ain't it first? I don't know what a second cousin is, but that's a straight up cousin.
No, the son of your father.
Who's the son of your... son of your sibling?
Golly.
Son of your sibling. That sibling is what related to your daughter.
Oh, gosh.
It's cousin, yeah?
I'm already wrapped around that.
Your sibling, the offspring of your sibling.
It would be my nephew. If my brother has a son,
so your nephew,
I'm the uncle.
Your nephew is your daughter's cousin, right?
Yes.
Cousin. Isn't that the same thing we're talking about?
I think so.
So Rebecca and Isaac, cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, yeah, because Abraham's brother, Nahor, him and his wife had Bethuel, and then Bethuel had Rebecca. So it's his brother's son's daughter. Whatever that is.
They're related.
Yeah, they're related somewhere. But I think it's far enough along to where it's not...
It's weird.
It is weird, but in biblical times, I guess it's...
Yeah, it's what they do.
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. Just ask Lot.
It could be...
Yeah. Could be very worse.
Yeah.
So, anyway... The servant gives Rebecca a gold nose ring and some bracelets.
I think the nose ring's cool, because why are so many Christians, like, old school Christians? You see a nose ring walk into the sanctuary. Who is this?
Yeah.
We're not having that. That's crazy.
Which is dumb. It's complete religious nonsense.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter if people walk in, like, regardless of what they're wearing or any of that stuff, let alone a nose ring.
Yeah.
That's dumb. If they do that, then they're religious and they're not they're not in the right place.
Yeah.
So, but it says that the nose ring weighed 5.5 grams. Remember we were talking about a gram?
Yeah, it's pretty small.
5.5 grams for a nose ring, though? I would say it's probably like this pineapple, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
Pineapple tidbit sized. In your nose. That's got to feel weird.
Anything in your nose.
You think it was like a ring, like on the in the middle, or you think it goes on the side?
But he like just puts it on. I don't know if he puts it through, or there's a pre-drilled hole.
It was a clip-on, or do you think he punctured a hole in her?
Here.
No clue. So I don't know. He gives her this nose ring and the bracelets. I don't know what the significance of it is. Mm-hmm. Was it just a gift? Was it to signify you're mine now? Like.
Maybe a gift.
That could be a question for Tim.
Yeah.
But servant goes to Rebecca's house. She agrees to go back with him to marry Isaac. When she gets back, it says like Isaac was in the field. She was there. She put a veil over her head. It was kind of like a notebook style introduction. Coming in from the field.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is so romantic.
Yeah, you picture like the sun setting.
But then we get to the end of the chapter, and I lose it. I'm like, okay, I don't like it.
Yeah, very uneventful.
They're like, oh, this is so... And then he goes to his mother's tent. I'm like, ew, gross. And it says, so Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
I wonder how.
This is weird. I just think it's weird. He's like a 40-year-old guy.
She comforted him. They got married, and then he was comforted. So he was mourning. He was sad. Rebecca comes, marries him, takes him to mom's tent, and he's over it.
I just think it's weird.
Pretty standard man behavior.
I'm like, oh, okay.
What did you expect? Like, if you could change the ending, what would you want?
Just take out the last 2 sentences. They don't go back to their mother's tent because that's weird and gross. And maybe don't mention the fact that now he's over his mother because he's with some other woman. That's what I don't know. That's weird.
I know.
I just think it's weird. I don't know.
I'm with you, but there's nothing we can do about it. It's what happens. What's in the book. So that's pretty much Isaac and Rebekah. Chapter 25, it's death of Abraham. Abraham remarries, though, has a ton of kids, 12. Right? That's the 12 that he had. Or no, that was Ishmael. So Abraham, he remarries. He still has a bunch of kids. He dies at 175 years old, and he gets buried with Sarah in the cave.
Yeah.
He left everything he had to Isaac, but he still took care of all of his other offspring with other stuff. Mm. Then Ishmael's sons, Ishmael had 12 sons, and they were all tribe leaders. Mm-hmm. So Ishmael was the son of Hagar, who's still Abraham's son, but just not through Sarah.
And when Abraham dies, Isaac and Ishmael bury Abraham together. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. I don't know how that happened, how they came back together. But I'm just like, oh, it's brotherly
Funerals
love.
usually bring families together, unfortunately. Yeah. Sometimes it's the only time you see family members.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new back then, nothing new now.
Yeah.
So
you think there was like resentment there?
I think at that point in time they were probably united for just that cause, and then they kind of went about their business.
Interesting.
Because Ishmael was mocking Isaac, remember? Mm. So Isaac. I don't know.
Now I'm like thinking it's since he's so distraught over his mother, and now he's comforted. He's weaned, but does he still want to be not? I don't know. I mean, that's weird.
This is years later, though.
Yeah. So is that part of the mocking? Like, haha, you mommy's boy. Haha, you're just now getting weaned. Haha.
Probably. Yeah. But now Ishmael's like some ninja archer desert assassin. I like to picture it.
Yeah.
I like to take it
I'm
to
okay
the
with
next,
it.
I like to take it to the next level.
I'm all right with it.
And Isaac is just some rich boy. Probably has a colorful coat.
Mama's boy. Yeah.
Probably got another colorful coat from daddy.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think his dad liked him that much. I really don't know.
Isaac is scarred for life, bro. There's undoubtedly that he's never going to forget that. Ever.
Yeah.
You can't forget that. Even if Isaac was super faithful, walked with God, whatever, Isaac would still not get over that. Even if he understood that, okay, I understand, Dad, God told you to do it.
Does Abraham ever thank the angel or thank God? He just says, oh, he provided, but does he say thank you?
No, not in writing.
He doesn't plead for him. He doesn't say thank you. I rest my case.
Seriously, I honestly don't know what the deal is. But Abraham dies at 175 years old. Ishmael, he died at 137 years old. And then his descendants settled near the border of Egypt. It says his descendants settled near the border of Egypt and lived in hostility toward all their brothers. And
it's part of the blessed curse type.
But my Bible has a little, like another footnote letter thing. Mm-hmm. And toward, it says...
against.
No, it says to the east of. So his descendants settled near the border of Egypt and lived in hostility to the east of all their brothers. Which is interesting. Why would they live in hostility? And why would they care about mentioning
The East.
the east?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mentioned the East a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the story of Abraham. But there's one thing before we finish. I caught in the reading. So back in chapter 26.
It's like Jacob.
Well, forward. Forward. I'll say
back in the
because that was the first one we did.
Yeah.
So in chapter 26, verse 7 through 11, I'm going to read this real quick. When the men, hold on. Isaac stayed in Gerar.
26, 7.
6, yeah. So Isaac stayed in Gerar, just like Abraham did, right?
Okay.
Remember Gerar with King Abimelech?
Mm-hmm.
Abimelech took Abraham's wife, to be his wife.
Yeah.
Isaac stayed in Gerar. When the men of that place asked him about his wife, he said, "She is my sister."
Yeah.
So Isaac did the same
His dad.
thing.
But it's really his cousin.
He did the same thing to the same king. Bro, I'm not even kidding. Check it
It
out.
could be the next king.
No.
Well, it
look.
says Abimelech.
It's
Yeah.
Abimelech. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, he did the same thing to the same king. So, she is my sister because he was afraid to say she is my wife. The men of this place might kill me on account of Rebekah because she is beautiful. So when Isaac had been there a long time, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked down from a window and saw Isaac caressing his wife Rebekah. So Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, "She is really your wife. Why did you say she is my sister?" Isaac answered him, "Because I thought I might lose my life on account of her." Then Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the men might have
Not
slept.
again.
One of the men might have slept with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us."
Yeah.
So Abimelech gave orders to all the people, "Anyone who molests this man or his wife shall surely be put to death." So then Abimelech gives him a whole bunch of stuff and sends him on his way. Again.
So he didn't tell that to Abimelech. Like his dad said that to Abimelech, right? This one he just says the men there. And he might have just told the men that the other place
He told
too.
the men that it was his sister again.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a family generational scam. It's like, get a hot wife, go into town, tell everybody she's your sister. When the king takes her, reveal the surprise. He'll give you a bunch of stuff out of guilt, and then you'll be rich.
Yeah, so the other one... It doesn't say he said specifically to Abimelech. So I don't know.
No, but
I was just curious if it was like, if Abimelech was... I don't know.
Abimelech, king of the field, looked down from a window and saw Isaac caressing his wife Rebekah.
Interesting, yours says caressing. Mine just says laughing with. Very different.
Is it?
Laughing with, caressing. One is
Same thing.
One is not touching.
Same
one
difference.
Caressing. Yeah. And the only footnote I have that says it suggests an intimate relationship.
Laughing in a caressful manner. How do you laugh in an intimate relationship way? Like,
You can tell sometimes.
can you laugh intimately?
The way we laugh, people.
I don't think that's intimate, bro.
Yeah.
Give me an example. Go ahead. Laugh in an intimate way. Can you?
I can't. It's a feeling. Yeah.
It's a feeling.
Yeah, I can feel
You
it
honestly
inside.
think that you can laugh in an intimate way
I do. Yeah.
in the right situation with the right person.
Yeah. I do. For sure. I feel it. I can think of feeling it right now.
Oh, well, I'm flattered.
Like, no, I can think of it happening not here.
Oh, not here. Okay.
I can think of times. Yeah.
Really?
For sure. Yeah.
An intimate laugh.
Yeah. It's just different and special. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I can't picture it, but
But that is very, very interesting.
it's too similar though.
And
whether
Abimelech's just looking out the window and you're just like,
Abimelech's
wait a second.
even if it wasn't with King Abimelech directly.
So it's like he heard about, oh, there's a new woman. Let me go check.
Yeah. He
Wait
looked
a
out the window, he's like,
second.
wait, I've fallen for this one before.
That's fine.
You're not getting me. So that because he said like my men could have slept with her like other of the guys could have slept with her.
Yeah.
Like, was it just that easy? Like, you just see a woman and you go, all right, you're mine.
Yeah, and you're king, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but what about the other men? Because the king said...
Now when he's like, yeah, the other men might come get you. Or might want you.
What is this you have done? One of the men might well have slept with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us.
Yeah.
Like, do they just get to choose whenever, whoever?
Oh, the men?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. But yeah, I saw that and I'm like, wait a minute. Abraham did it. Isaac did it. I wanted to go back and read more about Jacob to see if he went to Gerar, because Gerar was Gerar, whatever you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Like, same place, same family line, same scheme. It's just strange.
Definitely.
But because Abimelech would have had like PTSD from getting duped twice. He would have never trusted any woman that came into the town with another dude. She's my sister. Nope. Kill him. Kill him. I need to make sure.
Got more treasures to give you.
Fool me twice.
He just has a stockpile of treasures to give.
Yeah.
I think my camera died.
Oh, that's all good.
Yeah.
But what would you rate this pizza?
I'd
give it like a 8.5.
I'll give it I think I'll give it an 8.3.
8.3?
8.3.
I give it an 8.5, so 8.4 it is. It's the average.
All right. Cool.
But
that's how you're spreadsheeting it, the average of both?
I guess. Most of them we agree on, but
oh yeah.
But this one I'm the average. Cool. So 8.4 for the ham, bacon, and pineapple. So, all right. Well, that was a good talk.
Yeah.
2 hours, bro.
We brought it around. That's all the Genesis.
2 hours.
Yeah. And the sad thing is I don't think there's a lot of...
There's nothing to cut.
There's a lot. It was
all good stuff.
Yeah.
So we might have to just break it part 2, part 3.
Maybe.
Part 2 point.
We'll see.
1.
Part 2 and part 2.5. I don't know.
But no, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good conversation. Yeah. Abraham, man, what a story.
2.0 and 2.1.
What a story. But, all right. Well, podcast over. Yeah.